Hey everybody, welcome back to Run and Gun. I'm JT, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review of the CinePacks Clear Streak Filter. So I have to start off by saying thank you to CinePacks for sending me a little care package with some filters and some prisms. As you guys know, I absolutely love prisms, and I love little ways to modify the light that comes through my camera lens. But by no means am I gonna let them off easy. I'm gonna give you guys an absolutely 100% truthful review of exactly how I think about these things. And honestly, I really like them. So for starters, let's talk about these little cases. Your filter or your prism is going to be very well protected in this nice case. And on the back of the case here, awesome, love this branding by the way, CinePacks, just very high quality. It gives you some little tips. It tells you exactly what is in this case because my prism and my streak filter come in similar cases. So it's good to know exactly what's in a case before I start packing my camera bag. So there's a little note on the back that says, recommended for medium and long focal lengths, use wide aperture between f1.2 and f4. So their recommendation is to use usually something 50mm and above. I used it with a 35mm lens. I still had fantastic results. And let's actually open this guy up, take a look at it. Again, comes with a couple of lens cleaning cloths. Let's try and not get my grubby fingerprints all over it, just to protect the lens. Again, really cool branding from CinePacks. Got to clean off my fingerprints now. But as you can see, this is the clear streak filter, is very similar to a UV filter, and it might be hard to tell from that angle, but there's a bunch of little clear streaks that go across this UV filter. And what that does, depending on the direction that you spin your filter, it's similar to a circular polarizer, if you guys are familiar with that. Once you get it screwed onto your camera lens, you can then spin the front element to spin whether you want the flares to be vertical or horizontal. And if you have these little streaks going horizontal, your flares will be vertical and vice versa. If you spin it so these streaks are horizontal, you will have some really cool vertical flares. And I believe they did some vertical flares in Saving Private Ryan. They look awesome in photos. So let's talk about some of the pros and the cons of this filter. I'm gonna throw it on a lens real quick just so I stop getting fingerprints all over it. There we go, that is much better. I'm gonna stop getting fingerprints all over my filter now. So let's talk about some of the pros and the cons. First of all, what I love about this is obviously the anamorphic lens flares. I am obsessed. I love movies like Star Trek,
Darkness is coming,
Transformers, with those gorgeous, nice lens streaks that go right across the lens. They just look extremely cinematic, and it's a way to take your photos and your video just to the next level and look very professional. And if you know anything about anamorphic lenses and the adapters that you need to make them fit your camera, they are expensive. Those costs add up. It could be hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on what kind of quality glass you're going to be getting. But if you're like me and those anamorphic lens flares and adapters are a little pricey, you can pick up this CinePack streak filter for about 60 bucks on their website. I will have a link down below and a code for $5 off, which is RunNGun, and get $5 off this pretty cool streak filter. So those are the pros of the CinePack streak filter. I know there's some of us out here that are big fans of the anamorphic lens flares, and they've probably tried the hack of using the fishing line across your lens. That doesn't look that professional, and you have to keep adjusting it, rotating it, the tape falls off, and this is definitely the next step up for awesome looking flares. So let's talk about some of the cons. There's not really many cons to this. The only thing that you're gonna run into, and it's the same thing you're gonna run into if you're using almost any type of filter like a neutral density or a polarizer, you may have some issues focusing in low light. It wasn't bad at all. I usually manual focus, especially when I'm doing my neon portraits, and they're very contrasty, dark scenes. So just be sure to double check your focus. It's helpful to use back button focus if you don't use that already, and make sure your subject's eyes are in focus before you go ahead and you snap that shot. And again, you're gonna run into the same issues with almost any kind of filter, such as an ND filter or polarizer in a low light situation, your camera body is going to struggle a little bit to get through that glass to autofocus. But again, not a deal breaker by any means. It still focuses great in the daytime. It's just very low light situations. You might have it search a little bit for focus, but that again is not a deal breaker by any means. The gorgeous images that come out of this streak filter, well, I'm just gonna let the images speak for themselves. So here are some of my photos and some of my videos from the clear streak filter. So I hope you enjoyed those photos and that video. I absolutely love this clear streak filter. It's just a blast to use, and it gives your images a unique look and your videos a unique look that not a lot of people have, especially at this low price point. For only being $60 makes your footage look awesome and cinematic. And of course, that's what everybody's going for today. So again, you can find a link down in the description to pick up your own clear streak filter. I highly recommend it, and a $5 off code. Use RunNGun as a coupon and get $5 off. That's all for this video. Hope you guys learned something. Pick up a clear streak filter if you want some very cinematic looking shots. And until next time, get out and go shoot.